Welcome to the deep dive. We're plunging right into the really high-stakes world of professional sports today.
Yeah, it's more than just the games sometimes.
Absolutely. We're talking contracts, trades, team dynamics,
Yeah,
all the drama that happens off the field, which can be just as intense.
for sure.
And we've got a situation right now that, well, it's got everyone talking. A superstar player, a contract impasse, and honestly, a potential landing spot that nobody saw coming.
Could shake things up quite a bit.
Definitely can shake up an entire conference. So our mission today, we're cutting through all the noise, all the speculation. We've looked at the latest reports, pulled out the key bits for you, really trying to get to the core of what's happening with one of the NFL's most dynamic players right now.
And we're talking about Dallas Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons. I mean, this guy is a force, just dominant. And his current situation, it's causing some serious ripples across the league. It's not just your standard holdout.
No, it really isn't. So the core issue, as you've probably heard, is this pretty clear standoff between Parsons and the Cowboys over his contract. Now, he is showing up to practice, which, okay, that's something. But he's not really working with the team, not fully participating.
Right, sort of a present but not present situation.
Exactly. And then you have the front office, Jerry Jones, saying publicly they have no plans to trade him.
Mm-hmm. Standard line sometimes.
But at the same time, there seems to be zero movement on getting back to the negotiating table. It feels stuck.
Very stuck, like both sides are digging in their heels.
Okay, let's unpack this a little more then. So diving into the details here. There's just no movement on a new contract. And we're talking about Micah Parsons, an all-pro, a game changer.
Changes how offenses prepare, absolutely.
His tactic, being there but not fully participating, it sends a message, right? Without getting fined like a full holdout. It's smart in a way.
It is strategic. He avoids the fines, shows some level of commitment, but still applies pressure.
And then you contrast that with Jerry Jones saying repeatedly no plans to trade him.
Yeah.
While also not making progress on a deal. It just creates this vacuum.
Exactly. And that vacuum is where all the trade speculation starts bubbling up. It's almost inevitable when things look this deadlocked, even for a player this good.
People start wondering, well, if they won't pay him and won't trade him, what gives?
And what's really interesting here, I think, is how this goes beyond just a normal contract fight. This is playing out so publicly. It's like a real-time display of the power dynamics shifting, maybe, between players and teams in the NFL.
We've seen it before, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Think Bosa, think Aaron Donald early on. Players pushing for deals that match their immediate huge impact, not just their rookie slot value. For Parsons, it's about setting his market value, maybe becoming the highest paid defender in the league.
Even though he's still on that rookie deal.
Right. And from the Cowboys' side, they're juggling, the salary cap, the precedent it sets for guys like CeeDee Lamb maybe, trying not to overpay too soon. It's a tough balancing act.
And every little thing, every quote, every practice report, it becomes part of this chess match.
Totally. The pressure on both sides to kind of win this negotiation in the public eye, it's immense. It affects way more than just the locker room vibes.
It's fascinating to watch unfold. And speaking of fascinating, the trade talk. While most people, if they do speculate trade, they think, okay, maybe a Super Bowl contender makes a huge push.
Makes sense, right? Adding a final piece.
But one analyst has floated a name that is, well, truly unexpected. An NFC team, but not one you'd think of.
Oh, okay, now I'm intrigued.
This is where it gets really interesting. All right, so here's the theory. An analyst, Christopher Knox, put this out there. He's named the Arizona Cardinals as a potential landing spot for Micah Parsons.
The Cardinals. Wow.
Yeah. Cardinals. Not exactly the first team that springs to mind when you think about trading for a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, especially with where they are right now.
No, definitely not. They're rebuilding, aren't they?
Pretty much. And the proposed trade package, the massive haul, as Knox puts it. Well, listen to this. Arizona sends Dallas a 2026 first-round pick.
Okay, future pick.
A 2026 second-round pick.
Another one.
A 2027 first-round pick.
Whoa, okay, that's way out there.
A 2026 third-round pick. And linebackers Zaven Collins.
So 2 future firsts, a second, a third, and Collins.
That's a lot of draft capital tied up in the future, like picks that are 2, even 3 years down the line. Plus Collins, who's a known player.
Right. Which, immediately makes you ask, is that really a massive haul, especially for a player like Parsons?
Good question.
I mean, a first-round pick in 2027, that's an eternity in the NFL. Its value is totally up in the air.
Depends how good or bad Arizona is then.
Exactly. If they turn it around, it's pick 28. If they're still struggling, maybe it's top 5. Huge difference.
So much uncertainty.
It really highlights that constant debate, you know? Proven elite talent now versus uncertain potential later. It's always a gamble. Dallas would have to really believe those future picks are worth more than Parsons' impact right now.
Which is a massive call for them to make.
Yeah.
That's the core dilemma, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Which brings us to the other side.
Uh-huh.
Why would Arizona do this? Why would a team that's, not exactly knocking on the Super Bowl door make such a huge, expensive splash?
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive for a rebuild.
Well, Knox actually lays out some arguments that are, surprisingly compelling when you think about them. He does acknowledge, look, Arizona tried to boost their pass rush this offseason. They signed Josh Sweat, Calais Campbell.
Veterans, yeah.
And they drafted Walter Nolan III, the defensive tackle, at 16th overall. So they are making moves on D.
Okay, so they recognize the need.
Right. But, Knox argues, Parsons still makes sense for them.
Yeah.
And here's why. First, that rookie, Nolan III,
Yeah.
he's got a calf injury, might not be ready for week 1. Instant home.
Oh, okay. Immediate need.
Second, the head coach, Jonathan Gannon. He's going into year 3. His record is 12-22.
Oof. Yeah, that's not great.
The pressure is definitely mounting. Knox says he really needs to start racking up some wins. Parsons delivers instant impact, instant defensive improvement.
Buys the coach some breathing room, potentially. Adds credibility.
And third, Calais Campbell. Great player, but he's 39.
Yeah, not exactly a long-term solution.
Exactly. Parsons is that elite long-term replacement at a premium position.
So when you lay it out like that, it starts to make a bit more sense from Arizona's perspective. It's not just about getting a star player. It's like a multi-pronged strategic move. Address an immediate injury gap, ease pressure on the coach, and secure a cornerstone defender for the future, all in one go.
Almost like a jumpstart for the rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to fast forward the process. For a team trying to build a winning culture, getting a guy like Parsons, his energy, his talent, that could be huge. It signals a real commitment to turning things around quickly.
More than just talent. It's about stability, injuries, planning, all those factors.
Right. Coaching stability, roster concerns, veteran turnover. It all feeds into why a team might make a seemingly surprising blockbuster move.
And crucially, you mentioned Zaven Collins being part of the proposed deal. Knox points out that sending Collins to Dallas does 2 things. 1, Dallas gets an intriguing player back. 2, it clears enough cap space for Arizona to actually afford the huge extension Parsons would obviously demand.
The money side.
Yeah.
Always important.
Always. And Collins isn't just the throw-in. He had, 57 tackles, 5 sacks last year? He's a decent starting linebacker.
Yeah, definitely a player with value. Makes the trade math work a bit better for Arizona.
So, okay, let's flip back to Dallas then.
Yeah.
They get Collins, who's, as you said, intriguing, solid. But it's really those draft picks, especially the multiple first-rounders, that would likely tempt Jerry Jones in the front office the most, right?
You'd have to think so. Future assets, restocking the cupboards, that's always appealing, especially if you feel like you might lose the player anyway or the relationship is souring.
But, and this is the big but,
Here it comes.
is that package, even with Collins and those future picks, really enough for them to trade Micah Parsons, a guy they keep saying publicly they have no plans to move?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Okay.
Or maybe the $100 million question in this case. The report itself kind of hedges, saying if they value Parsons as much as they say, the answer is probably no.
Right.
So it really forces you to question that public stance. Is Jerry Jones being completely honest? Is it an absolute, we will not trade him?
Or is it leverage?
Or is it classic negotiation? Setting an impossibly high bar, daring someone to meet it, maybe driving up the price. It's poker, like you said earlier. High-stakes poker.
Absolutely. And the whole situation, the drama, it just seems to be swirling and growing. There were other reports floating around too, like an NFL Network analyst mentioned a trusted source suggested Parsons may not play for the Cowboys again, period.
Wow. That's strong.
Yeah. Whether that's about a trade or just a relationship being broken, who knows? But it adds fuel to the fire.
It really does.
And you're starting to see some people point fingers, calling Jerry Jones the clear villain in this whole contract mess, this debacle.
Which happens, right? When a star player and a high-profile owner clash over money, the narratives form quickly.
Definitely paints a picture of a relationship under serious strain.
And zooming out again, if we look at the bigger picture here,
Yeah.
this whole thing, it's just such a perfect snapshot of the modern NFL, isn't it? It's got everything.
Yeah.
The power struggle between a young superstar and the franchise.
Check.
The immense pressure on coaches like Gannon to win now, pushing them toward potentially bold, maybe even desperate moves. And that constant tightrope walk teams do, balancing future building blocks like those draft picks against the urgent need to compete today.
Checkmate, almost.
Yeah. It just lays bare the business side, the high finance, the strategy, the egos, everything that happens off the field, but massively impacts what we see on the field. So for you listening, whether you're deep into football strategy or just find these behind-the-scenes machinations fascinating, it really shows the complex game being played away from the cameras.
So what we've really unpacked here is this incredibly high-stakes game of chicken. Generational talent versus a legendary franchise.
Yep.
With this really unexpected potential third party. The Cardinals may be lurking in the wings. It's got athleticism, strategy, big money.
It really underscores that even in sports, it comes down to negotiation, strategy, risk assessment. It's business. And sometimes the outcomes that seem the most shocking, they actually make a strange kind of sense when you look at all the moving parts. The coach's job security, injuries, future draft math, all of it.
Okay, so as we get closer to training camp, kicking into high gear, the season looming, the big question hangs there. Will the Cowboys and Micah Parsons find a way? Will they find that common ground, ink a massive deal, and put this all behind them? Or is this Cardinals prediction, this shocking trade scenario, actually a sign of things to come, a hint at a truly dramatic shakeup that could redraw the map in the NFC?
Keeps you guessing, that's for sure.
It really does.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens with Micah Parsons? Where does he end up playing this season and beyond? Something to chew on.